Imagine being the most beautiful, powerful, and brilliant creation in all of existence, only to throw it all away because of one fatal flaw. What if I told you this flaw is something we all struggle with today? Stay with me as we uncover the dramatic story of Lucifer's fall, his battle with God, and what it means for you and me in the grand plan of redemption. Lucifer, the most radiant of all God's creations, was once the pinnacle of perfection. He was adorned with beauty beyond imagination and wisdom unmatched by any other being. Yet this breathtaking being is now remembered by another name, Satan, the adversary. What happened? How did the most glorious angel become the source of all evil? This is a story of pride, rebellion, and a war that changed the course of history, not just in heaven, but for all humanity. But the story doesn't end there. It's also about God's unstoppable plan to bring redemption to the very creation Satan tried to destroy. Let's dive into the untold story of Lucifer's downfall and why God chose to become man to rescue us from the darkness. Long before the earth was formed, God created the heavenly realm. Among his creations were the angels, magnificent beings designed to worship and serve him. Among these angels were the cherubim, the seraphim, and the archangels, each with unique roles. At the very top of this hierarchy stood Lucifer. His name means light bearer, and he was exactly that, a carrier of God's glory, reflecting divine light wherever he went. Imagine the most dazzling sunrise you've ever seen, multiplied 1,000-fold. That was Lucifer. God described him as the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. He was adorned with every precious gem, emeralds, topaz, and jasper, all mounted in gold. He was more than beautiful. He was the epitome of God's creativity and power. Lucifer's role was equally remarkable. He led worship in heaven, carrying God's light and praise across the universe. But there was a problem, a flaw lurking deep within his heart. As Lucifer gazed upon his own beauty and power, something sinister began to grow inside him: pride. He started to believe that his splendor wasn't just a reflection of God's glory, but his own. He wanted more. Isaiah 14:13-14 captures Lucifer's heart. "You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the Mount of Assembly. I will make myself like the Most High." Lucifer's pride wasn't just arrogance, it was rebellion. He wasn't content being second to God. He wanted God's throne. He believed he deserved to rule. Lucifer's pride quickly turned to action. He began whispering lies to other angels, sowing seeds of doubt and rebellion. Imagine the cunning of the most brilliant being in existence, persuading others to join his cause. 1/3 of the angels were convinced. These were beings who had seen God's face, experienced his glory, yet they chose to follow Lucifer. The rebellion reached its climax in a cosmic war. Revelation 12:7-9 describes this moment. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. Lucifer, once the light bearer, was cast out of heaven, along with his followers. Now he roams the earth as Satan, the enemy of God and humanity. Lucifer's fall didn't end his rebellion. In fact, it fueled his hatred for God. Stripped of his position, he sought revenge. But how could he hurt the creator of all things? By targeting God's most beloved creation, humans. When God created Adam and Eve, he gave them something unique, his image. Humanity was designed to reflect God's glory in a way that even angels couldn't. This made Satan furious. In the Garden of Eden, Satan disguised himself as a serpent and deceived Eve into eating the forbidden fruit. Through this act, sin entered the world, separating humanity from God. Satan's plan was simple. If he couldn't rule in heaven, he would corrupt earth and drag humanity into destruction. Satan's rebellion and humanity's fall didn't catch God off guard. From the beginning, he had a plan to rescue his creation, a plan that would involve the ultimate act of love and sacrifice. In the fullness of time, God became man in the person of Jesus Christ. Why? Because the only way to defeat sin and death was to confront it head-on. Through his life, death, and resurrection, Jesus conquered the power of sin and broke Satan's hold on humanity. Colossians chapter 2:15 puts it this way: having disarmed the powers and authorities, he made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross. This victory didn't just defeat Satan, it provided a way for humanity to be restored to God. Even though Satan has been defeated, he hasn't given up. 1 Peter 5:8 warns us, "Your enemy the devil prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour." Satan's tactics haven't changed. He tempts us with pride, greed, and worldly pleasures, just as he did in the Garden of Eden. His goal is to separate us from God and keep us from experiencing the life we were created for. But here's the good news. Through Jesus, we have the power to resist. James 4:7 promises, "Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." Satan's time is running out. The Bible is clear about his ultimate fate. Revelation 20:10 says, "And the devil, who deceived them, was thrown into the lake of burning sulfur. They will be tormented day and night forever and ever." God's justice will prevail. Satan and all who follow him will face eternal punishment. But for those who choose Christ, there is hope, peace, and eternal life. Lucifer's fall is a cautionary tale about the dangers of pride and rebellion. But it's also a powerful reminder of God's incredible love for us. Even when we fall, God offers a way back to him through Jesus. So what will you choose? Will you follow the lies of the enemy or the truth of the Creator? Remember, the battle isn't over, but the outcome is already decided. Satan's fate is sealed, and God's victory is assured. All that's left is for you to decide whose side you're on. If this story has impacted you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear the truth. And if you want to know more about how to walk in victory over sin and darkness, leave a comment below. Let's continue this journey together. Remember, God's love is greater than anything Satan can throw at you. Stay strong, stay faithful, and stay in the light.